Good evening. So I'm here with the second airgun I got from the Wolfman in Ipswich, and you can see this is a fairly compact box, but believe it or not, the rifle is actually quite a bit shorter than this box. So this is the Kral Empire XS. I've got a bit of croaky voice. I've spent the last 4 days in bed because I got some sort of flu. It wasn't COVID, it was a flu. I think my daughter had it as well. So here we go. So I'm just going to do a quick unboxing review. I took a few measurements. I did put a pellet on using the single shot tray of a few different pellets to see what it was kicking out. So yeah, here we go. So what comes in the box? Well, you've got this manual here, and that covers all the 3 models, yeah. It doesn't actually tell you an awful lot. It tells you like what to do and how to load it and things like that, how to charge it. But it doesn't give you no specifications. So I did take some specifications. Now what came in the box as well was this chronograph result of 12 pellets, which is a full magazine. This is a 2.2 version, and the actual performance looks fantastic. This is a non-regulated rifle, by the way, and over 12 shots it was doing only 7 FPS spread. Yeah, so this rifle came fully charged, 200 bar, which is max fill. So I said I put a few shots through it just to take some chrono results of different pellets to see what was kicking out through my R2A. So I'm at 190 bar now, so when I feel well enough to go outside, which might be tomorrow, I'm going to do a complete shoot through my chronograph from 190 down to 100 and see when the power drops off, so I can work out what the sweet spot is. Okay, but I used a single shot tray. I used, let me think now what I get here, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different pellets. So I used 14.6 grain Webley VMX, it did 10.53, one pellet. The H&N FTTs, they were 14.6 grain, same weight, 10.88, yeah, FPS, feet per second. 15.89 grain, they were also 15s, H&N 15s, that did 11.24 foot-pounds. And the 18.13, which is like the 18 H&Ns, that did 11.73. I then did a 5-shot through the chrony using a single shot tray with the H&N 18s, which were the best sort of pellet. That seemed to be the best performing pellet. And over the 5 shots, the spread was only 5 FPS. It averaged 11.665 foot-pounds energy with those 5 shots. So it seems very, very consistent. And if it's as consistent as that through the hot hole fill from 200 bar down to say 100, then it's going to be a very good rifle. Now, funnily enough, I do have a Webley Mastiff 177, which is also made in the same factory as the Kral, and a lot of the parts on this rifle are very similar, if not the same, as the actual Mastiff, but I'll come to that later. So I didn't measure it because there's no measurements and no weights actually in the actual manual. So the overall length was 23 3/4 inches. The weight was 3,387 grams, which worked out to 7.46 pounds. And the barrel length measured about 13 inches. It's hard to fully measure it because it's inside the shroud, but it seems to go a fair way into the shroud. So yeah, about 13, maybe 14 inch. Yeah, I think about more like 13 inch. Okay, which is plenty. Okay, so moving on, what's in the box? So you get this little bag. Inside the bag, you've got your fill probe, single shot tray, an Allen key for probably adjusting your trigger, and a load of collection of different seals. The brown ones I think are the ones that go in the barrel, the breech seals, which are quite handy to have. It also comes with 2 magazines. I'll get one out and show you. These are the same standard Kral magazines. Yeah, they've got a little arrow on the front. Yeah, so you rotate it all the way around, like so, spring loaded. Put your finger on the back, drop your first pellet in, and then you can release it, and then you fill it from the front. Yeah, and then once that's done, you're ready to go. So there's 12 shots in a 2.2. 14 shots, same as a Mastiff in 177.177. So you get 2 of those. Okay, now we'll go on to the rifle. So this is a very compact rifle. Like I said, the overall length was 23 3/4. So that's less than 2 feet long. Yeah. Just take bits of foam off. So I'll run you through what this rifle has. So the butt plate, yeah, or butt pad, should we say, has this push button which allows you to move this butt pad up and down, yeah, and it locks in place. If I remember rightly, I think there's 5 positions because it's the same as the Mastiff. Okay, you've got a plastic like cheek piece or polymer cheek piece. It's nice and soft actually, and you've got an adjusting screw there, and you undo that, and that allows you to slide it backwards and forwards. Funny enough, that Allen key that comes with the rifle doesn't fit that. You need a bigger one. I think it's a millimeter, 1.5 millimeter, something like that. Okay, Your cocking lever is here, forward. I have seen a video where you can actually swap this over and put it on the other side. I prefer, because being a right-handed shooter, I prefer to have my cocking lever on this side. But I'll see, because I might, if the scope's fairly far forward, you can probably do that if you don't want to take your hand off the grip. Yeah, but the Urigen I have has the cocking lever on the left, and I sort of prefer that when I'm shooting, because you can hold the rifle like that and just cock the system, and I think that's a better system for right-handers. If you're a left hooker, then this is probably better for you, because you can do the same. Okay, so so I'm still a bit croaky with this bloody cold I've had. So that's your cocking lever. Going forward, your trigger. Now your safety is this big orange thing here. Forward is off, rearward is off. Forwards is off, rearwards is on. Let's get this right. Yeah. So the trigger, actually, because I've shot a few pellets through this and tried this trigger, it is very not nice. It's very light. I should probably do a pull off on it before I post this video. I can tell you what the pull weight is, because I have a tool to measure the weight of trigger pulls now in ounces. So yeah, very nice. Manometer, not the best place, but you know, because of this is a budget rifle, it's under 500 in UK. And a lot of like Krals have got you know, like the Mastiff and things like that have a manometer at the front. It's no big issue really. I mean, we're all sensible. Most people would make sure that there's no magazine. If you take your magazine, yeah, out, you dry fire your rifle into the ground, yeah, so the air, you can feel the air coming out of it. You know there's no pellet in it. Put your safety on, then you can carry on. Use a bit of common sense. Okay, so that's your manometer. To charge it up, by the way, you've got a rotating collar, just like the actual Mastiff as well. So you rotate it to the gap, put your probe in, charge it up, and that's a dust cover. Turn it round. That's it, keeps the muck out. Alright, next is the shroud. Now the barrel stops around about here. Yeah, so it's from here to about there. I measured it around, I said 13 inches, the best I can measure it. So you've got quite a bit of shroud cover. So from what I gathered when I was just putting it through the chrony, it was fairly loud without the pellet, but relatively quiet with a pellet. So I'm not sure whether you'd actually need a moderator, but you can fit a moderator. You've got a standard half-inch UNF thread on the front. Okay, I know some people have said that they've been having clipping issues. I should be testing this with both, with a short moderator, and I'll try and use a short moderator as well. And I shall shoot it without. And if it's quiet enough, I shall shoot it without, to be fair. Okay, so it's got a 20mm rail at the top. Yeah, it is only 20mm. There's no 11mm. Some Krals, and I think it's Krals that come with a dual rail. They have a 11mm for dovetail built into a 20mm rail, but this is just a standard 20mm. Okay, so yeah, cocking. We can dry fire this. So we'll cock the rifle. It's nice and smooth actually. A bit of lubrication would help. Okay, to fire it, just flick the safety forward. Okay, and I should be able to show you the trigger. So that's your first stage, and if I squeeze it, it really is very light. It's lovely. In fact, comparing it to the Mastiff and my wife's Kral Jumbo, it is by far one of the best Kral triggers I've actually tried. Very light and precise. So maybe Kral are getting to grips of setting these triggers up properly before they leave the factory, but this is a really nice trigger. Like I said, if you wanted this for hunting, I think it'd be ideal. It's small and compact. Even if you put a moderator on, yeah, you're not going to add too much length to it. You know, maybe, you know, I don't know what would be, 6 inches maybe. If you had a short moderator, I'll put a Swift Stumpy. It's probably about that length, probably 6.5 inches. But it's very, very pointable. Yeah, and I expect shot count. I believe it doesn't say anywhere in the spec, by the way, but I've heard figures of 200cc cylinder. So I'd expect at least 100 shots from this size cylinder at 11.5 foot-pounds. So we'll see what she does through the chrony, see how many shots we get before the energy drops off, and then we'll be able to work out what the actual sweet spot is for this rifle. So that's the actual XS. I do like the dark stock. You know, there's lovely stippling on it, nice detail. Got stippling at the front as well. Only thing that's missing really is a rail. You could probably fit that yourself. I did fit a rail once to one one of my rifles. I think the Mastiff has a rail, small rail fitted. Some nice stippling on the grip. Yeah, my hands are like medium size, so it's about perfect for me, to be fair, you know. But you can, I'm not sure what, exactly what adjustment you can make to the trigger, but if it breaks this cleanly, I should just leave it alone. I don't mess with triggers unless they're particularly heavy or there's a lot of creep in them. But yeah, initial impressions, I'm very impressed actually. I'm impressed with the test results. I'm impressed with the build quality. Its fit and finish does actually look better than the Mastiff and also, you know, the Jumbo that my wife has. So yeah, I think it'd be a really nice rifle. So things to follow: full chrony test, and then fitting scope, then outdoor shooting, and I should be able to take her out to 36 yards, 32.5 meters on my range. So hope you like that little video. Take care and thanks for watching.